Have you ever watched one of those viral videos where someone turns a piece of garbage into a magic potion for their houseplants? You know the one. They drop a leftover fruit skin into a mason jar, wait a few days, and claim this homemade tea will make your indoor jungle grow like crazy. Well, prepare to have your mind blown, because I am about to expose one of the biggest lies on the internet. Today, we are talking about why you need to stop watering your plants with banana peel tea immediately, and what you should be doing instead. I promise you, by the end of this video, you will look at your kitchen scraps in a completely different way. Here is the crazy paradox. The exact trick you think is feeding your beloved plants might actually be suffocating them and turning your living room into a pest-infested nightmare. We are going to uncover the hidden dangers of this popular trend and show you the real secrets to effortless, easy plant care. Are you ready to find out if you have been accidentally poisoning your favorite potted friends? Drop a comment right now and tell me, have you ever tried the banana water hack? Let us see how many of you fell for it. Before we dive into the juicy details of why this goes so wrong, let us set the stage and understand where this whole craze came from. The concept of using banana peels as fertilizer is not entirely crazy. In fact, it is based on a very real scientific fact. Bananas are famous for containing high amounts of potassium. Potassium is an essential macronutrient that all plants desperately need to build strong cell walls, fight off diseases, and move water throughout their systems. Years ago, seasoned gardeners knew that throwing these skins into a large outdoor compost pile was a great way to recycle nutrients. But then, the internet took over. Someone decided that instead of waiting months for a compost pile to break down the organic matter, they could just soak the raw peel in a glass of tap water for 48 hours to extract all that magical potassium instantly. This idea sounded so cheap, so easy, and so incredibly organic that it exploded across every social media platform. Suddenly, millions of people who just wanted simple, easy plant care for their indoor apartments were brewing jars of murky brown liquid on their kitchen counters. But they missed one crucial, disastrous detail about how plant biology actually works. Let us start with the biggest myth of all, the illusion of instant nutrient extraction. You have probably seen videos where someone drops a banana skin into a jar of water, leaves it overnight, and claims the water is now packed with potassium. But here's the real science behind easy plant care. Nutrients in fruit skins are locked inside complex cellular walls. Just soaking them in room temperature water does not magically pull those minerals out. Think of it like trying to make a cup of coffee by throwing whole, unroasted coffee beans into cold water. You would not get a strong morning brew, you would just get wet beans. The same logic applies to your banana tea. The water might change color, but that is mostly just organic dyes and sugars leaking out, not the heavy dose of potassium your houseplants crave. To actually get the potassium out, those cellular walls need to be broken down by heat, extreme blending, or the slow process of decomposition. So, when you pour that slightly brown water into your favorite Monstera plant pot, you are basically just giving it tap water with a tiny, almost useless fraction of nutrients. It is a complete waste of your time and effort. So if you are not extracting a ton of potassium, what exactly are you putting into your indoor plant soil? The answer is sugar, and a whole lot of it. Banana peels are absolutely loaded with natural carbohydrates and sugars. When you let them sit in a jar of water for 48 hours, those sugars dissolve very easily into the liquid. Now imagine pouring a glass of weak, sugary soda directly into the dirt of your precious indoor plants. That is exactly what you are doing with this viral plant hack. And here is why that is a terrible idea for easy plant care. Plants do not absorb sugar through their roots to grow. They make their own food through photosynthesis. But do you know what really loves eating sugar? Bacteria and harmful fungi. By pouring sweet water into the dark, damp environment of your plant pot, you are creating an all-you-can-eat buffet for microscopic invaders. This sugary environment can quickly throw off the natural balance of your potting mix. Instead of feeding your beautiful green leaves, you are actually breeding a toxic soup of bacteria right beneath the surface. This is the exact opposite of healthy indoor gardening. Now let us talk about the most annoying consequence of this sugary mistake, the pest invasion. If there is one thing that ruins the joy of indoor gardening, it is a cloud of tiny bugs flying up your nose every time you check your plants. This brings us to a huge misconception. People think that because banana water is natural, it is completely safe. Let us debunk that myth right now. Natural does not mean safe for a closed indoor environment. That sweet, decomposing smell of banana water acts like a glowing neon sign for fungus gnats and fruit flies. They can smell those fermenting sugars from incredibly far away. Once they find your freshly watered potted plant, they will land on the damp soil and start laying hundreds of eggs. Within just a few weeks, your living room will feel like a swamp. The larvae of these gnats live in the soil, and when they run out of organic matter to eat, they will start chewing on the delicate roots of your plants. So, your attempt at free, easy plant care just turned into a massive pest control nightmare that could actually kill your favorite indoor jungle. It is simply not worth the risk. The nightmare does not stop at flying insects. We also need to discuss the serious danger of mold and root rot. When you pour raw, uncomposted organic liquid into an indoor plant pot, it has nowhere to go. Outdoor gardens have worms, millions of specific microbes, and weather elements to break things down. Your decorative living room pot does not have that luxury. The potting mix used for indoor plants is usually quite sterile to prevent diseases. When you introduce the organic matter from the banana soak, it begins to rot right there in the confined space of the pot. Think of it like hiding a piece of garbage in a sealed closet instead of throwing it in the outdoor trash can. It is going to smell bad and get covered in mold. White, fuzzy mold will start growing on the surface of your soil, cutting off oxygen to the roots below. Even worse, the bacteria feeding on this raw organic matter will consume the available nitrogen in the soil, actually stealing vital nutrients away from your plant. This process suffocates the root system, leading directly to the dreaded root rot, which is the #1 killer of indoor houseplants. Let us shift our focus to the actual dietary needs of your green friends, because the banana hack completely ignores basic plant biology. Plants need a balanced diet to thrive, specifically the big 3 macronutrients. These are nitrogen for green leafy growth, phosphorus for strong roots, and potassium for overall cellular health. The internet pushes banana skins because they are famous for potassium. But what about the rest? Giving your plant only a weak, sugary potassium tea is like a human trying to survive by eating nothing but vitamin C tablets. It is a completely unbalanced diet. If you rely solely on this trick for your easy plant care routine, your plants will eventually suffer from severe nutrient deficiencies. They will stop growing, their leaves will turn yellow, and they will lose their vibrant energy. They desperately need nitrogen, which bananas barely provide. Therefore, using this viral method gives you a false sense of security. You think you are being a great plant parent by feeding them regularly, but you are actually starving them of the complete, well-rounded nutrition they need to produce those massive, beautiful new leaves. So, how do we actually use this fruit waste safely? Let us explore the absolute best alternative, which is traditional composting. If you want to unlock the true power of those peels, you have to let nature do the cooking. Composting is basically nature's digestive system. When you throw your kitchen scraps into a compost bin, billions of specialized microbes, fungi, and worms go to work. They eat the raw, sugary organic matter and transform it into rich, dark, stable humus. This finished compost is pure gold for easy plant care. During this process, the complex cellular walls of the banana are completely broken down, and the potassium is finally released into a form that plant roots can actually drink up immediately. Plus, the sugar is consumed by the microbes, so you do not have to worry about attracting gnats to your living room. You can mix a handful of this finished compost into your potting soil when repotting, or make a proper, safe compost tea. It takes patience, usually a few months, but this is the scientifically proven way to turn kitchen garbage into a powerful, safe, and balanced fertilizer for your indoor and outdoor gardens. But what if you do not have space for a smelly compost bin in your apartment? Do not worry. There's a fantastic, pest-free way to use these skins indoors. The secret is dehydration. Instead of soaking them in water, you should dry them out completely. You can leave them in the sun, put them in a food dehydrator, or bake them in your oven at a very low temperature until they are totally black and crispy. Once all the moisture is gone, toss those crispy skins into a blender or a coffee grinder and pulse them until you have a fine powder. Think of this like making instant coffee instead of trying to brew whole, raw beans. This dried banana powder is a game changer for simplified indoor gardening. By removing the water, you eliminate the risk of mold and rot. By grinding it up, you dramatically increase the surface area, making it much easier for the soil to break it down naturally. You can simply sprinkle a small spoonful of this dry powder onto the top of the dirt, gently scratch it in, and water your plant normally. It is a slow-release organic potassium boost that will not turn your apartment into a breeding ground for fruit flies. Now, there is a specific scenario where you can actually use the raw peels, but there is a catch. You have to take them outside. If you have an outdoor garden, rose bushes, or vegetable beds, the rules of the game completely change. Outdoor soil is a wild, living ecosystem, completely different from the sterile mix inside your decorative pots. If you want a lazy but effective gardening hack, simply chop the raw skins into small pieces and bury them deeply in the dirt near the base of your outdoor plants. You must bury them under at least 3 inches of soil. Why does this work perfectly outside but fail miserably indoors? Because the outdoor dirt is packed with hungry earthworms and aggressive soil bacteria that will devour those sugary pieces before any mold can take over. Burying them deep prevents fruit flies from finding the rotting fruit. The worms will eat the scraps, digest them, and leave behind incredibly rich worm castings right at the roots of your roses or tomatoes. It is a fantastic way to boost the soil health of your backyard without spending a dime, proving that context is everything when it comes to natural plant care. Let us be completely honest about the easiest and most reliable method for indoor houseplant care. Sometimes the old-fashioned way is just better. If you want explosive growth, huge leaves, and zero stress, you should simply invest in a high-quality, balanced liquid fertilizer. I know it is not as trendy or as free as the viral kitchen hacks, but it is guaranteed to work. Using a commercial fertilizer is like a professional chef following a precise, tested recipe. You know exactly what you are getting. These products are scientifically formulated to provide the exact ratio of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, plus essential micronutrients like iron and calcium that your plants desperately need. When you mix a few drops of liquid fertilizer into your watering can, the nutrients are already fully dissolved and instantly available for the roots to absorb. There is no waiting for decomposition, no sugar to attract bugs, and no guessing if it is working. For truly easy plant care, setting a schedule with a reliable, store-bought plant food will give you results that a jar of murky, smelly banana water could never, ever achieve. Finally, we need to talk about why we fall for these internet tricks in the first place. It is a classic psychological trap. We all want a magic bullet. We want to believe that the secret to a lush, tropical indoor jungle is hiding right there in our garbage can. These viral videos are designed to look incredibly satisfying and simple. They promise maximum results with zero effort or money. But the harsh reality of easy plant care is that consistency always beats flashy hacks. Taking care of plants is a relationship, not a magic trick. It is about understanding their real biological needs, providing adequate sunlight, using the right soil, and watering them properly. Falling for the banana water myth is like taking a sketchy diet pill instead of just eating your vegetables and going for a walk. It feels like a shortcut, but it usually causes more harm than good in the long run. By ditching the fake viral trends and sticking to proven, scientifically backed methods like composting, dehydration, or proper liquid feeding, you will become a much better, more confident plant parent. Your plants will thank you by growing bigger and healthier than ever before. So here is the ultimate twist in our gardening story. The very hack that millions of people swore would bring their plants back to life is actually the exact thing slowly killing their roots and filling their homes with bugs. Who would have thought that a harmless piece of fruit could cause so much drama? But now you know the truth. You understand the science behind why soaking fruit skins in a jar is a terrible idea for your indoor jungle. To wrap things up, remember our golden rules. Stop pouring sugar water into your pots. Start composting. Try dehydrating your kitchen scraps into a safe powder, or simply trust a good old-fashioned liquid fertilizer for truly easy plant care. Your green friends deserve a balanced diet, not a viral internet trend. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me today. If this video saved your plants from a smelly, buggy disaster, please hit that like button right now. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more honest, science-backed houseplant tips. Now, I have a question for you to answer down below. What is the most ridiculous or disastrous plant care hack you have ever tried? Let us laugh about our mistakes together in the comments.